We'll figure it out.
Hey everyone, Chrisi and
Brian.
We were actually out in our common area here in the office, and we were just having a conversation that seemed super relevant to everyone out there in our military relocation and lending and real estate world. So, Brian, talk to me about interest rates and what's happening to them out there.
Yeah. So, what we've noticed is since November, rates have, I would say the 10-year treasury and mortgage-backed securities have had such an effect to where interest rates are starting to go up. So since November, they've been going up. And I would even say since this past Thursday, they've really, really shot up. So what's happened is there's a lot of inflation that's happening right now, and the Fed is trying to combat that. So the way that they combat it is by raising interest rates. And though mortgage-backed securities and what the Fed is doing are two totally different things, they ultimately do impact each other. So what you are seeing is interest rates starting to go up.
And so for somebody who is looking for real estate out there and purchasing a home, what that specifically means to them is the higher the rate, the higher the payment,
yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Or conversely, it might mean reducing the budget if they wanted to keep the same rate.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So if somebody already has a rate and they're currently looking, this was interesting. What is your suggestion when they first get a rate with you? What do you do as far as that locking situation that you're talking about? And then how do they extend it? What is that all about?
Yep. So what I'm doing with a lot of my clients right now is once we get into contract and we get those 6 points of information that we need, I am locking that interest rate just because the volatility in the market right now. So there's multiple ways that you can lock. You can do traditionally, not every lender is different on their lock periods, but traditionally what you'll see is a 15-day lock period, a 30-day, a 45, a 60-day, and a 90-day lock period. So what that means is from the time that we lock your interest rate, you need to close within 15 days, 30 days, 60 days, whatever that looks like. So what we do is we look at the contract, and let's say we got a 35-day contract. Well, we're probably going to look at a 45-day lock on that one just to make sure that your lock goes past that closing date. So now where it ultimately affects you is, let's say you have to extend that closing a couple of days. Well, if it goes outside that lock period, we need to look at what we call extending that rate lock. And when we extend that rate lock, it does ultimately cost the borrower money in order to be able to do that.
So I've had that on a recent transaction, had a transaction that we had worked on together. There was a tenant, they didn't want to leave. It kind of changed our situation and our buying time frame. So we actually did a rate lock extension. So once you have the rate locked and you get into contract and you are heading toward closing and you change it, you can still extend it when you're within that original period, correct?
Correct. Absolutely. Yep.
And then there is a cost, like you mentioned. Now that cost related to rising interest rates would be quite effective to pay that cost up front for that extension versus for the next 30 years on a monthly mortgage, right?
Exactly. Yep.
And we're talking about cost. We can't, everything's going to vary based on the individual rate and everything, but we're talking hundreds, not thousands. Typically, correct?
Correct. Absolutely.
Yep. Okay. All right. So we have rising interest rates. We have rate locks and rate lock extensions. And those are all going to affect out there what you have going on in a crazy volatile market. And who knows what's up with the Fed. Can I show them something new that we have?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
absolutely.
We've got military relocation experts. I'm going to be going to a family reunion with Keller Williams this week and networking with people all over the across the country is looking for that. We have now, look at our business cards. Don't you love them? It's
They're
our
amazing.
MRE business cards. Love our logo. Katie, Brian's beautiful wife and marketing extraordinaire, has done that. So you've got Eric and I as the real estate partners, and Brian, I'm covering your face, Brian
dodging the card
as our lending partner. So if you don't have those, if you know people that we need to get it out there and get it to, we are looking for being able to help anyone across the country, which is exciting. I'm going to make a joke. Like, can I point out though, we're in Ohio. You see all 4 seasons in the same week and sometimes the same day. You're wearing short sleeves and I'm wearing a fluffy warm
winter. Well, it's sunny outside.
It's sunny
outside.
We are Ohio.
That's awesome.
We're Ohio right here.
Yeah, it's like a high of 80, chance of snow in the afternoon. That's how it works in Ohio.
Right. I'm going with that. So I'll be at Keller Williams family reunion this week. So Florida and all you out there with the warm weather, I am coming to see you.
And I will be jealous of you.
Yeah. So please keep the cold weather up here.
You're right. Absolutely.
Anyway, on behalf of Military Relocation Experts, I'm Chrisi.
Brian.
Pleasure to see you all out there. If you have any questions, drop us a message below or send us a private message. Brian, how do they get a hold of you?
Yep. You can get a hold of me. You can rather call me at 614-551-5522, or you can go to my website at Wiley, WYLIE, lendingteam.com.
Chrisi Hagan, Team HBC at Keller Williams Classic Properties, 614-332-0342. Homes by Chrisi, CHRISI at yahoo.com. Peace.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.